So, good morning, Vikram. Thanks for taking time to talk to me today ahead of the British Gestalt Journal online seminar day this autumn on the 4th of November. Many of us became aware of you through your book, The Empty Chair, Tales from Gestalt Therapy, but there's a lot more to you than that, I know. You're a professor at the Norwegian Gestalt Institute. You trained as a lawyer with a specialisation in human rights and as a social scientist with a doctoral degree in law. You've written fiction described as capturing a heady contemporary sense of what it is to be queer, cosmopolitan, spiritual and sexual. You have several research interests, as I understand it, including climate change and ecology, and Buddhist and other spiritual practices, including mindfulness, as well as, of course, GSRD themes. So it's great to have this chance to just have a chat about GSRD and the seminar day.
Thank you, Chris.
Great. Well, you recently co-edited the book Queering Gestalt Therapy, subtitled An Anthology on Gender, Sex and Relationship Diversity in Psychotherapy. It seems like GSRD's time has come, and I wonder how that fits with your broader background, as I described. There is a connection to the theme of social justice, I believe. So I'm just wondering how it fits for you.
Yeah, thank you for that question. How does it fit for me? I think in a lot of my work, ever since I was young, I've been very, concerned with social justice and activism. And I think that's why I went down the kind of human rights law route first. And then I felt I had to kind of choose. But what I feel more and more with Gestalt therapy, one of the things I enjoy about Gestalt therapy is that we can also include that wider field and kind of it's not a psychotherapy, just the internal, but it's really looking at what happens between us and various factors. So that's something that I think is one of the reasons I feel very at home in Gestalt therapy, because I bring with me my interest, my passion, my sadness, my grief, my joy for the natural world and what we're doing to the natural world, and also in kind of social issues such as gender, sex, relationship diversity, and normativity and kind of oppression. So yes, so it does. I think it does really fit well with my overall passions to see how we can reduce unnecessary suffering and increase joy. I think joy is a word that I want to use more. Joy. I think we can focus on joy and I think there's a lot of joy to be discovered for everyone in gender, sex, and relationship diversity.
The inclusivity of it comes across to me when you say that. I was thinking that somebody said all theory is personal. I can't think whether that was Lynn Jacobs or somebody else, but that really sort of strikes me that it fits with you to a high degree. What about the difference between? I think some people want to know what the difference between LGBT plus definitions and communities and GSRD. What do you see as the fit or the difference there?
Yeah, so I was curious now when you started saying, when you started on the L, where would you end, right? So that's one thing, the LGBTQIA plus blah, blah, blah. It can go on and become a whole alphabet soup, because we want to include all kinds of, marginalized sexualities, genders in there. So that's one reason for this new concept or new way of phrasing it, gender, sex, relationship, diversity. But then what I think gender, sex, relationship, diversity also really clearly includes is the diversity of everyone. So it's also heterosexuality. I mean, heterosexuality is then part of this diversity, right? Whereas with LGBTQIA, it's all of us, marginalized, perhaps, sexual identities, etc. So it was, I believe it was Pink Therapy in the UK, especially headed by Dominic Davis, I believe, and Meg John Barker, who came up with this term. First, it was gender and sexuality diversity, and then broadened to gender, sex, sexuality, and relationship diversity. And then when we were working on this book, Queering Gestalt Therapy, one of my co-editors, Ayhan, was in touch with Dominic to just talk about this concept. And Dominic told us that the latest iteration is gender, sex, relationship, diversity, because sex can then be inclusive of intersex experiences as well as kind of mean sexuality. So now what we're using is GSRD to stand for gender, sex, relationship, diversity. So it's basically incredibly inclusive, right? The only thing it's saying is diversity. That's the part of it, that there is a diversity when it comes to gender, sex, and relationship. That's often overlooked, or there are active forces trying to oppress, so that it becomes not a diversity.
To exclude, in effect.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and the day itself, on the seminar day, I'm wondering how you're looking forward to that and what you're anticipating doing. In other words, I wonder what people might expect or anticipate in terms of sort of input from theory, experiential exercises and things. What might people expect in that regard?
Yes, so Chris, if you don't mind, I'll just go back for a moment, because what I also want to say about GSRD is, and this fits again with my approach, is that to me, this is about liberating and increased joy for everyone. So I do think it's important to focus on marginalized communities like the LGBTQ, and I am part of that, and our rights and our issues. But what I think GSRD really does is to show that straight people also have a lot of issues because of norms relating to gender and sexuality, right? So this is kind of one of my my concerns, that we are working to really liberate everyone. And that's something that I want to bring into the seminar day as well, that, when I do introduce some of my research and when we do some experiential exercises, that is also trying to look at this not just as an issue concerning someone over there. Oh, it's that marginalized community. We have to be more inclusive of them or become more aware of how we are judging them. It is very much also about each and every one of us, and seeing what biases, what assumptions, what oppression is going on in this body mind, and how can I, perhaps become more aware of it, and maybe there will be shame, but hopefully there will also be some expansion for all of us. So yeah,
I'm glad you took time to expand on what you wanted to say there, because I was thinking about how this could be seen by the participants in terms of their own inclusion in the concept or not. But I'm really hearing your theme of liberate and joy, which is speaking very powerfully to me. So yeah, there could be some difficulties too, I guess. And you talked about shame. Do you want to say any more about what people could find difficult, or what you or anybody have found difficult who have immersed yourselves in this?
Yes. So, sometimes when I've done some experiments or experiential exercises with students or trainers or researchers around this, sometimes, heteronormativity or this kind of the norms that say that, oh, we have to be in a certain way in terms of our gender and sex and relationships preferences, that comes up, and it's revealed that, oh, I have some of that in me. And then because of the very individualistic, culture we're living in, we feel that, oh, I am a bad person now because we're supposed to be more inclusive. We're supposed to not be heteronormative. So then naturally shame will come up. And what I want to say to that, and I truly believe this, is, if we take the field paradigm seriously, then I think some of that kind of individualistic fixation can relax somewhat, because I believe heteronormativity, like racism and other, oppressive forces, are forces in the field. It's really free floating. And I'll just maybe mention here that I'm a big fan of Project Implicit, where you can take these tests to reveal, your implicit biases. And when I first took that test, it's a few years ago now, but I'd been, out as a gay man for a long time. The test result revealed that I was quite heteronormative and homophobic. So, this is something that all of us, it's kind of it's the water we swim in, it's the air we breathe in, I think. So I want us to be able to explore this, and shame will come up naturally, but hopefully this kind of way of viewing it as a kind of field phenomena can relax some of that individualistic fixation of, am I now a good person or a bad person? Well, heteronormativity arises naturally in me at times, as it will in everyone else as well. So to me, it is about becoming more aware, and then we can release some of it.
Yeah, it's really supportive to hear your personal experience around discovering what you were not aware of. Is a project implicit sounds like something we could all access. Is that right? It's online?
That's right.
I was wondering I was asking you in a sense about the day, but also I wonder what preparation people might do for the day. I don't imagine you're going to ask people to do anything specific, but I mean, that could be something people could look at.
Absolutely. I think I always, any chance I get, I recommend Project Implicit. So it's free, it's online. I think it's one of the biggest psychological studies, experiments existing. And you can test your implicit biases on a lot of different issues, such as sexuality, sexual orientation, race, racism, I think body size, various things. So it's very recommended. And then apart from that, I think, well, I'll do a little bit of promoting of this book. So we're very happy with this new book, Queering Gestalt Therapy, which you mentioned, where I'm co-editor. And that's something to read if people want to read something. But I'd also say, I mean, people learn in different ways. That's something I appreciate about Gestalt therapy and pedagogy, that, you can also just show up without having done any preparation, and we will do some exercises. I'll introduce some theories and some of my research, and then maybe you want to read more afterwards. So it's really up to people. Yeah.
I was enjoying what you said and thinking about, we've called the day itself Beyond Binaries, Embracing GSRD. Are you going to be queering the Gestalt Seminar Day? Is that what's going to be happening, or do we need to do that all together?
Yes, I think let's queer it together. Yeah, let's queer it together. Yeah.
That sounds great. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about yourself, about the day itself? I mean, I'm really looking forward to it now, getting a real flavour of what we might be in for. What would you like to add?
I think I'm okay with that. Unless you have any other questions or anything else. I'm looking forward to it as well. You never know, what it's going to be like. I'm going to prepare. I have certain things that I want to introduce and will facilitate for all of us. And then I'm curious to see who shows up and what we're going to do together.
Great. I mean, so not too much of a spoiler. We've got a little bit of a taste of what we might be in for and what we might look out for. So I think, Vikram, it's been really great that you've shared your time and given us a flavour of what's ahead. So thank you very much for that. And I should add that tickets can be bought for the BGJ Day online from the website. There's a banner across the top. So just click on that and it'll take you to Eventbrite where you can buy your tickets. So Vikram, for now, have a good day and look forward to seeing you again in November.
Thank you, Chris, and happy Pride if you're celebrating.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, and to you.